Hi guys, thanks for tuning into another episode of Nuggets News. Well, today I'm going to be walking you through the quickest and easiest ways to get exposure to the precious metals markets. As we've seen, gold and silver have spectacular price rises, and these kind of headlines about queues and different mints selling out. This is just wild times, and it's not just Australia where we saw the Perth Mint halts all sales of physical silver. This is coming out of India, Royal Canadian Mint, and this has been coming for a very long time. For those of you that have followed our work and understand paper contracts and leverage, that type of thing. So some of these websites will say that they're still available on back order, but in these uncertain times and with governments freezing bank accounts and confiscating wealth, a lot of people want to have it in their own custody outside the system. So I'm going to talk about all that as well. And as I mentioned, we've covered this so often over the years, and hopefully a lot of you have done well and got some exposure to precious metals. But those early interviews we did with, Mike Maloney, we had Peter Schiff on the show, and the beginner's guide to gold and silver investing I did a number of years ago. And we're talking about everything that's playing out and mathematically how the collapse of the financial system is going to happen sooner or later. And here it is on our doorstep. So back then, a few years ago, it was 21 trillion debt, and the US is now adding $1 trillion of debt every 90 days. And we're to that point now where they've either got to let everything collapse or hyperinflate everything away. And in either scenario, real assets, finite assets, are probably going to do well and help you survive whatever's coming next. So look, silver's just broken out. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more. Gold's been breaking out for a fair while now, but it really is silver that is the interesting one because it's just past that $50 high, which it touched back in 2011 after the financial crisis, but also back in 1980. But if we have a look in these, nominal terms, but inflation adjusted, the equivalent price for silver is $200. So how many assets or markets at all haven't surpassed their 1980 highs in nominal terms, let alone inflation adjusted terms? So we don't like to chase price charts that have gone parabolic. So maybe a good strategy is buying a little bit now and then averaging in over the next few weeks, or buying more if we do get that big pullback. But I'm going to talk about the fastest and easiest way to get exposure. So Paul from Ainsley Bullion, who we've had on the channel a number of times, they've got their gold and silver standard tokens. Now, these are all fully auditable, proof of reserves, and they're Ethereum tokens that you can actually hold in your own custody as well, which I'll get to. But AGS is their silver token, AUS. Now, you can buy, I think it's $5,000 minimum on their website if you want to sign up on their platform. But these are actually freely available and trading on CoinSpot, which is one of Australia's largest, if not the largest exchange. So if you head over to CoinSpot, link down below to sign up. They've got their website or the app. Make sure you go to the correct website, guys. Don't get scammed using these phishing links and fake websites and that type of thing. But if you just click on buy or sell, you type in that code AUS for the gold one or AGS, and they'll bring up these tokens, and then you can buy the amounts that you want. But you can also send them to your own wallet because they are those Ethereum based tokens. So if it's your hardware wallet, your computer wallet, your phone wallet, however you've got it set up. And if you want to just keep them on CoinSpot and you've got good two-factor authentication set up, a good password and all that, that might be fine for you as well. Now, as I mentioned, if you're doing large amounts over $5,000, it's slightly cheaper rate on the Ainsley website itself. But again, some people might want that own custody or just be buying a smaller amount than $5,000. The other option is for orders over $10,000. If you're doing really big trades, you want to swap $100,000 of Bitcoin or Solana that you've got in a big profit straight to silver. Uptrade can help you do that type of stuff as well. So I'm going to talk about a couple more things here, guys, but with all our research at the moment, our metrics still suggest it's not a bad time to be risk on. Yes, we're deep into the crypto cycle and the monetary inflation cycle. Stocks are at record highs. But as I said, until this data changes, I don't think the powers that be, central bankers, have too many other levers to pull. So we'll be watching our data closely. You can get all this if you sign up over at nuggetsnews.com.au under our data section there. But what a wild time to be alive for those of us that have been gold and silver and into our crypto for many years, to watch what is unfolding at a global level now. And a lot of our focus with our research as well going forward is going to be around privacy, surviving this crash or hyperinflation that is coming, but maintaining your privacy in this world where they're going to be pushing digital IDs, trying to tax everything, surveilling all your online activities and social media. You know, we're hearing these stories of people getting their bank accounts shut down for social media groups that they're in, you know, being labeled conspiracy theorists, sovereign citizens, anti-government, whatever it is. So all these things are going to be so important. That's going to be a big focus of our research, as always, over the years, continuing to help you guys not only survive, but hopefully thrive in these uncertain years that are ahead of us here. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. Smash that like button, share these videos around, and I'll talk to you again soon. Cheers.